welcome to Future Focus Wellbeing and Resilience. Tessie Talks introduces this space, and this space is one that focuses on journeys that can keep us well and support our resilience. No two journeys are the same. We recognize that there are some habits, practices, lessons that can nurture us and help us flourish and thrive. We love to capture these pearls of insight and wisdom. I, Paula Okone, co-host on Future Focus Wellbeing and Resilience, and the main host is Tessie Akpeki, who will be joining us in a minute. Before she joins us, I do want to let you know that the theme today is, I guess, pretty obvious. Introduction to Future Focus. And now, Tessie Akpeki, the host, will join us.
Hi, Paula.
Hi, Tessie. It seems interesting for you to be the host, I to be the co-host, and I'm introducing you to, this has been your baby. This has come about with you thinking it through. So tell us more about what Future Focus Wellbeing and Resilience is all about.
Thank you. Such a great question. Future Focus is about twinning a strategic approach to leadership, professionally and personally, to individuals and a collection of people, teams, governing bodies, and networks. And what it hopes to achieve is to encourage good practice in how these individuals and teams actually keep themselves well, stay well, and how they protect and strengthen their resilience. And when I mean resilience, I'm talking about the physical resilience, I'm talking about the mental resilience, financial resilience, and also systems resilience. So it's a very, very practical way of saying, how can we achieve, meet the challenges, and support each other in a very changing world?
I really love that. How can we meet and support each other in a very changing world? Now, is this something you plan? Because I'm about to say, but why now? It's a very changing world, a very challenging world right now. But you also said changing, challenging. Tell us why you chose to release this now.
Yeah, this particular initiative is actually brought out of the 5-year program I was doing, if you recall, around the leadership, well-being and resilience initiative, which I started and launched in 2020 during COVID. So this is actually a product of that. And why now is because the discussion, the conversations now need to be concrete about how we can form and frame a future with the present where so much is uncertain and where we have learned so much from what hasn't worked. And we have got so much wisdom, particularly with the younger generation. I actually have so much hope for the millennials and Generation Z and Generation Alpha. And they have learned the importance of being well, keeping well, and planning well. And this is why it's now we do it, not just for ourselves, baby boomers, but for them, because they have got it right.
You're so right about that. I keep talking about that in other podcasts that I'm on, that the millennials got it right. This Generation Z, as we say in America, got it right. Because they started recognizing the fact that, hey, we are human beings and we've got emotions. And yes, there's certain things that we need to do, but we got to be okay holistically so that we can do these things. So our generation just got on with it. irrespective of what was happening. And, we had a really very clear divide almost to say this is personal. So we don't bring our personal selves into the workplace, and we shouldn't bring our workplace into the homes. But Gen Z and the millennials seem to have said, hey, work-life balance. We gotta work, but we also are human and we gotta live. So let's see how we can make this mesh. So, oh yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. And that's why you said that's why it's important to do it now.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I think we need to take the best of what we're learning, what we're hearing, what we're about to encounter, because we don't know that. Take the best of that, but at the same time, hopefully feel fulfilled while doing that.
Feel fulfilled. So my next question is that, so what can we expect? We, the audience, we, the listeners, we, the viewers, what can we expect?
What viewers and listeners can expect is something quite pragmatic, quite very hopeful, at times inspirational, and in many ways, tips to be committed to change and transition in a way that that I feel supported in what we're doing and the dreams we have. And how would this show up? There's this new podcast that we're talking about. There's going to be a podcast and it's coming very soon. Great guests. And these guests are not just well-known international speakers, although some of them are ordinary people doing extraordinary things, and they're going to be part of that. But also, I hope to draw on my love of the creative arts, movies, plays, etc., to talk about some concepts and to share some highlights twinned with evidence through academia to show that wellness, well-being, and resilience are things that we do already, and it's actually building on the best. And, people will hear more of my own personal story. And I hope, Paula, that you, my co-host, would bring your personal story as well, because it has been ups and downs, it's been a roller coaster. And through my own walk in the last few years, I've learned a lot about what resilience means and what it doesn't. And I've also learned a lot about how I can find my rhythm in life in order to get a semblance of contentment, of ease, of joy. And that has come from actually confronting a lot of the not so great stuff, which has been part of my life. And hopefully, we open the doors as usual to people to share their stories. So this is not something about being done too. We actually are hoping that people will put into the pot their own learning and their own struggles, as well as their own successes.
So I know you're a lady of, I don't want to say few words. Would that describe you, a lady of few words? A lady who loves words. That's what I want to describe you as. And I know that as we're wrapping this up, there's things, quotes, there are books you read and articles that you absorb. I think that's the word because you read, you love reading. Is there any metaphor that we can use for closing out this?
Yeah, I love the metaphor of building a ship while sailing. It's not anchored, it's actually on the water and it's being built. And I know that it's like an oxymoron, but actually that is to talk about engagement, it's to talk about commitment, to talk about challenge, and it's also about taking risks. And that's what future focused well-being and resilience is going to be about, because this world is constantly changing. But I hope that we will learn together. I hope that we'll share together, that we'll care together, and more than that, that we will commit to hope and building ourselves individually and collectively to be the best we can be in the world that we are in.
So we close out with being the best that we can and that we are in the world that we are in.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so, our amazing audience, we always love to appreciate you. We wouldn't be here without you. And future focus, as you see, future. So we're thinking ahead, focus, well-being and resilience. We couldn't do this without you. So we asked you to head over to wherever you listen to your podcast, whether it's Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or Spotify. And click subscribe. And if you like what you just heard, with Tessie telling you what's coming, plan on writing us a review. And once it is launched, we ask for you to engage with us through questions or sending us topics you'd like us to cover related to well-being and resilience, and send them to, at the moment, Tessie Talks, which is www.tessieakpeki.com/Tessie Talks, so we can hear from you. Because with that, we'll be able to build on it, what you have asked for and the topics that you are interested in, to create the future focused well-being and resilience podcast that we know you will enjoy. Thank you so much, Tessie, for explaining what's ahead. Thank
It's
you.
been a joy, such a joy being with you, as always. As always, Paula, as always.